Well, hello. We're just going to do a quick screencast to show people what the new player for Echo360 looks like, because we've just upgraded it and there are a few differences. So what I'm doing, I'm just recording this using a little free online utility called Screencast-O-Matic, actually, which is rather nice. In fact, you can see it here. I was going to record it in Echo360, then the obvious circularity of that approach dawned on me. So anyway, what do we want to do? Well, we want to have a look at what the new player looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a link to one. Okay, that's obviously the wrong place though, isn't it? So let's try that again. Okay, here's a good one. This is one we did for the Research and Innovation Services the other day. So often you'll have seen this, right? I'm in Thunderbird here. This is your standard kind of email you get back from the Echo system. It's been sent to me in my presentation. So what we would normally say is you make this available to your students, for example, in a MOL course. This is the link that you want, the one that says Rich Media. So I'm going to click on this now, and it's going to open up my web browser. And in a moment, when it lands, we'll see the new layout of the new player. So on the old one, we had some boxes where we could choose a different bandwidth and stuff. So this has been just sort of jazzed up a bit. So when we're on campus, or if we've got a decent broadband connection, we would click the broadband. The theme and layout, there's default dark and default light, two different colour schemes, both pretty much function the same thing. But the thing we need to do really is to click on Launch Echo Player, and it's just loading up. And the first thing I've noticed now, of course, is that I'm just going to do that. Here we have a fairly familiar layout, or rather the same functions, but laid out a little bit differently. So here we have our screen capture window. This is the window that's coming from the display from the lectern computer. Here's the video window that's taken from the camera inside the lecture theatre. Obviously it's doing a bit of autofocus there. And then we have this apps control down the right hand side. So firstly, a couple of things to notice. We can move these windows around to resize them or reposition them to our own liking. That's a new feature in the new player. If we want to put them back to the default position, I'm going to click on this button here to set them back. We can hide or activate or switch them on and off by using these two controls here. So that one does the video, that one does the screen. This apps button here toggles this thing on and off. Did I say we could resize? We can resize. And so on. So you can do that, you can play around with those until you're happy. Main playback is controlled by these buttons at the bottom. Volume control, that's our pause and go control, fast forward and rewind. Now the scenes button, what this does is is familiar to us who've seen the old-fashioned player. This basically enables us to have that that panel of thumbnails which we can use for rapid navigation. Oh, hold on a minute. Just quieten him down a bit. You can move the apps window around, by the way, like you can all the others, so that's all good. I'm going to shut him up for a moment. And that's mainly it. So let's go back to applications. The other things we can do, info, that'll give us a bit of metadata. So in this case it's got me down as the instructor, it's got the copyright information in. There's a help, so it's got some keyboard shortcuts. I forgot to say we have keyboard shortcuts in the new version. It's got the University of Sheffield Kicks help desk number there as well, which is good. Feedback, that's in order to let feedback back to Echo360. And finally share, gives us the chance to share it out using Facebook or by composing a tweet, which is not something I've actually tried. Let's do that. What happens when we do that? Okay, let's not bother about that for now. We'll come back to that another time. So that's mainly it. So, oh yes, so there we go. So that's the new features of Echo360.